gets
Yeah,
more.
let's go live.
It gets more
I have a story
authentic.
I have a story to start with, actually, from like literally just now. Damn, dude, I should do that too. I have a bed.
Boys. That's how you start, right?
That's how we start alive. Dive bombing into discomfort.
Dive bombing into discomfort. Wait, let me put. What are you drinking? Is that from Starbucks?
No, it's from Whole Foods. I got a
Wait,
latte.
we've got
my story.
We've got 1 like and 0 views. How does that even work? Did you like the stream?
Yeah, dude, I'm on my second account. Like, no, I'm not sure how that works, but dude, real quick, I just want to tell while it's top of mind. So I told you I was running an errand. I was returning a pair of socks to this Whole Foods drop-off center, and there was this I just woke up like an hour ago. I'm groggy. I just hopped in the shower and I'm on my skateboard, still waking up. And as I was ordering this vanilla latte, there's this gorgeous girl that walks in behind me. And the reason why I wanted to bring this story up is because I think this is the like goal. This is the end result that we are looking for in this space. And it's why we differentiate. We draw a very we try to delineate ourselves from day gamers, from cold approachers, and we want to integrate the skill into our life. And for me, this was exactly that, where I just woke up, I'm still out of my elements, and I see a cute girl in line at a coffee shop, and I literally get my coffee, guy hands me the coffee, I go, thank you. I walk right up to her before she orders, and I go, hey, I have to get back to work, but you look amazing. And that was enough. From that point on, we just literally had a 2-minute conversation. I say, what are you up to? She says, I'm going to the rally. I was like, the rally? That sounds aggressive. And turns out there's this Russian rally going on in San Francisco due to some events that happened recently. And I wasn't aware of them. She educated me on that. The barista, he even jumped in. And it felt so organic because I remember my biggest fear of approaching a girl, let's say in a coffee shop, was that everybody would be in earshot and everybody would be able to hear me. But now having integrated the skill a lot better into my life, now I'm so at peace and I'm so calm when I'm telling her she's gorgeous, and I'm so loud about it and I don't care who hears me, that the barista feels comfortable literally walking over and just jumping in. Oh yeah, I heard about the rally. Like, yeah, I heard that's going on today. And like, it was a 3-way conversation. And then at the end, I saw somebody else was in line. So I was like, all right, look, I don't want to hold up the line. Are you on Instagram? And then immediately gives me your Instagram. I tell her I'll text her. This all took 3 minutes. And it was the first approach that I did. And I wouldn't even call it an approach. I would just call it, I was in line, I saw a cute girl and I went and I said hi. And like, that is the dream for us, is we don't want it to be, yeah, I'm going to go out with my sniper rifle scope and go and find girls. It's just like, girls enter into my reality and I can make it happen then. I don't need all of this mental preparation. So that's all I wanted to say to start off. I was very pleased with that. So
yeah, that's cool. That's like a real-time approach which has been documented and immortalized into a piece of content, which is fucking cool. So like, I think those are the best approaches. Like, forgive me for using the terminology, I'm sorry, but like, I think those are the best experiences where you can just like come onto a live stream and be like, this happened to me like right now. What do you think you learned from that experience?
Yeah, well, what I learned from the organicness of it is that kind of the theme of your recent live streams, I've been tuning into them, and I'm hearing you also start to really differentiate yourself from this whole day game space and environment. And you're even revealing to the crowd, hey, I'm using this for the algorithm. I'm saying these words to attract the people that need to find the space somehow. But once they find the space, then it's no longer this weird box that we are put into. Now this is like organically creating connections in real time. And so what I learned with having the barista jump in, with having everybody looking at me in the coffee shop and like not thinking twice about what I was doing, is that the more confidence, the more conviction I can bring into these interactions, the less weird it becomes. Which it's funny because it's kind of counterintuitive. I thought like I would need to be very, very, very silent about it in order to not have people look. But in reality, it's the louder I am, the more conviction that I have, the more normal it appears, because I'm so sure of what I'm doing. I'm so sure of what I'm saying that everybody else looks around and they go, this guy must just do this normally. And then they just go back to working on their laptop. It's nothing weird. Versus if I come in kind of meekly and I'm like, hey, I thought you were cute. I don't want anybody to hear. All of a sudden, heads pop up and people think something shady is going on. So that was a big lesson. Yeah, it's just it can be as simple as that. You don't have to build it up to be such a difficult thing. And by the way, I'm aware this, this took reps to get to the point where I can do something like this. But I think it's more than worth building building the skill to the point where you can just wake up, hop on your board, see a girl in a coffee shop and go and make something happen.
Yeah, I've always liked the idea of intimidating people into submission. Like I like the idea of being so extroverted and so out there that people don't know how to respond to it, and the only way that people can respond to it is actually to go along with it and to collaborate with it. So it's like you're making the unusual usual, and people feel weird if they don't go along with it. So like the barista gets involved with your radical action because he would feel weird for not getting involved with it. He's almost like the unpopular kid at school if he doesn't corroborate with your actions. I think that's what people don't understand when they get involved with this. It's like you can completely manipulate reality to your will if you're prepared to be the outlier. If you're prepared to be the person who goes beyond the beige and makes the unusual usual. Like people are prepared to just follow. That's what I've realized. Like people are prepared to just follow whoever is the most confident person in the room. Like that in itself is like truly like so valuable for people. Like it doesn't even matter if you're not that confident. Like you can just act as though you are the most confident person in the room, and people will just follow your lead because most people just need something to believe in. So if you can be that paragon of perfection, that almost like that Christ-like figure, like I've got all the answers, I know where we're going, you're going to enjoy it. That's what people want. They just want to be able to get invited into adventures that they're going to enjoy. Like, oh my God, I'm going to Bangkok. You're going to love it. Like, it's just enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the greatest currency. Like, fuck the US dollar, fuck the pound sterling. Enthusiasm is the greatest purchasing power in the sexual marketplace.
It seems like people. I'm learning this too because this was my reality pretty shortly ago. I'm realizing people prefer to take a passenger seat because there's a lot of responsibility and there's a lot riding on the driver of the vehicle, whereas the passenger, they get to experience everything that the driver gets to experience without the weight of the responsibility. If things go south, it's not on the passenger, it's on the driver. And so, yeah, I'm noticing that in a lot of interactions, it just comes down to me being the initiator. But one thing I wanted to bring up, which I haven't told you privately yet, so I'll tell you publicly. I'm really, really, really liking a certain theme that you're bringing to the table now. I've heard it in a few of your live streams, and it's kind of what I was mentioning earlier. But I think you verbalized it really well over the past few live streams, and it is that getting into this space, the biggest blocker for me, genuinely, aside from my fears, was the idea that if I was to learn a skill set like this, I would now be grouped into this section of the internet, the PUA section. I would now be labeled as a guy that goes out to hunt women, and I'm a PUA, I'm a pickup artist, I'm a day gamer. That was like one of the biggest fears that I had because I was just a regular guy that wanted to learn how to get girls. I didn't really want everything that came with that. I didn't want to be labeled as this weirdo who does this shady thing. And what I'm really liking that this theme that you have is that you're like being very direct and open and honest about that, and honest about the fact that you don't have to be grouped into this box in order to build this skill. The skill itself is isolated, and it's something that ideally, kind of like we started the stream off, we can just extract the skill and then just apply it into our lives organically. So there doesn't have to be this structure to it. And you were talking a lot about breaking down the structure. There doesn't need to be this, okay, we have to vibe, we have to stack, we have to close. Is your close strong enough? This is helpful for these are helpful training wheels to teach a person how to run the interaction. But once you're proficient at that, then there's no need to stick to this script. So if you have any thoughts on that. I know that wasn't a direct question, but I guess like what prompted you to move away from pushing day game, pushing cold approach, and lean towards, all right, pushing the organic, holistic growth that it provides you? And yeah, I guess that's my question.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like I never wanted to be categorized into that subset of day gamer. I always felt as though those people were fucking weird and they needed some like medical attention fast. Like, I've never associated myself with those people. I think the majority of people who day game are fucking strange. Like, I've met them. Like, I started this stuff in 2020 and I met guys who wanted to wing with me. I was like, hey, you all right, bro? And they were like, they're just weird people. So, like, I think the majority of people who day game are strange. And that's why I saw a need for my channel. So, like, I want to attract the people who are not weird, who resonate with me, and just repel the rest. So, like, 1% of people are actually going to become good at this skill set. 1% of people will try it. 1% of those people become good at it. Like, I don't know. I just view day game as this weird thing where, like, I'm attracting people based off of this skill set. Like you said, that you just wanted to be able to go over and just like have conversations with people like during the day. Like, I
Yeah.
think I think it was Socrates who said something along the lines of the beginning of wisdom starts with the definition of terms. So like we need to actually understand what we're talking about. Like what is day game? Like what does that like what does that word even mean? To me, it's always been about being able to attract people without needing bars or nightclubs. That's all it's meant. It's just being able to attract people in organic environments without without the necessity for alcohol. So, just being able to go out into your life and attract people as you are rather than what you feel as though you need to be. Oh, I need to go out and get drunk to attract people because that's the only way that people are going to like me. Like, for me, day game was the only it was the only way. Like, it was the only way to actually be congruent with the life that I wanted to live. I didn't want to be swiping my life away on a screen. I didn't want to be settling for low quality girls in grotty nightclubs. So it just felt like the right way to actually meet people. But I think day game, unfortunately, attracts a strange subset of the world. I think a lot of guys think that day game is a cheat code into the sexual marketplace. And it is, but for the right person. So I've always described day game as the ultimate hyperbolizer. So like if you're a weird guy, day game makes you more weird. If you're a cool
Yeah.
guy, day game makes you more cool. Like if you're that guy who's got a cool life and can actually go over and like strike up spontaneous conversation with girls, like that just sets you into like an upper echelon of male archetype. It's like, fuck, this guy, this really attractive guy came over in the subway station and said hello to me. But like if you're a guy who's got nothing going on in his life, who's got like bad mental health, who dresses terrible, who stinks, the narrative becomes this weird guy approached me in the subway station. I think as though I'm gonna report this guy. So like this is what most coaches in this space don't actually want to actually like tell guys. Like they just want to try and like sell things to everybody. I don't want to sell things to everybody. Like I don't really give a fuck about money. Like money is just purchasing power. Money is oxygen that I need to breathe, and like it just tells me that I'm doing a good job. But I don't want to like just like take money from guys who are just not ready for this skill set. It's like it's like the way that I view it is like jujitsu. I've never participated in jiu-jitsu, but like to become a black belt, you need to become like a white belt first. You need to like rise your way through the ranks. So like I think there's a lot of misguided men who think that day game's going to be answer to all their problems. And it's like, dude, you've got so much work to do before you even start cold approaching. It's just ludicrous. Like you need to get your social skills on point. You need to get your fitness, your fashion, your finances on point before you even do this stuff. So it's like day game is simply a way of delivering your value to the world. Like if you've got no value to give, there's no point in starting this. That's why when I say to guys, like yourself, like the guys who you meet inside the entourage, the guys who I work with, the guys who are already doing well socially, financially, mentally. I just want to take people who are already doing well and make them outstanding. So like if there's someone who's listening to this and you don't feel as though your mental health is on point, or you're struggling financially, or you're like overweight and you stink, day game's the last thing you should be doing. You should be focused on becoming the best version of you, and then using day game as a way of delivering your value once you've built it. I've got no idea if that actually answers your question, but it just needs to be understood that like day game is the ultimate hyperbolizer. If it exaggerates the person that you currently are. So if you're failing in life, doing cold approach will make you feel as though you're failing more. And that's not advice that most people will give, but it's the advice that people need to hear. Like if you suck in life right now, don't bother with day game. You need to actually be successful first.
Yeah. So for me, I've kind of lived through exactly what you said. So I think this will be useful to hear. So yeah, around 2018, 2019 is when I first came across any sort of videos related to approaching women in public. And at the time when I came across those videos, I looked a lot different. I looked all right, but I looked a lot different than I do now. But more importantly, my the way that I think, the way that I view the world was entirely different. And I was viewing the world as, okay, these are these are the cards that I was dealt, and if they're not a perfect hand, if it's not a royal flush, then I'm fucked, and I'll never be able to achieve or to have the kinds of relationships that guys that are dealt a better hand are lucky enough to have. That was my mindset back then. And this is what we talk about. So maybe I didn't stink, maybe I wasn't overweight, but what I was lacking was that abundance mindset, that the thinking that I can make something of my life regardless of how it started. And I moved from that point over the course of 4 to 5 years, 3 to 4 years. I moved from that point, and this was over time. This was consuming content similar to this, but more importantly, applying what I learned in the content. This was getting myself in the gym, going from skinny version of Ephraim to a decently muscular version of Ephraim. This was going from from looking like a very awkward young man to finding a look that works for me. And most importantly, this was going from being very scared of interacting with people in public to over a lot of reps. And what helped me here was getting into sales related jobs where I had to talk to people in order to get a paycheck and put food on the table and pay my rent. It's like when you back yourself into a corner, you're forced to build the skills that enable you to make the money to pay for your life. So all this to say, the reason I'm building this up is because, like Kristian mentioned, most people, they come across this content and we're not ready to act yet. And it's not we're not ready because we don't want to act. I wanted to act when I was 18. I just didn't know that it was possible, and I wasn't in the right mental space to actually start applying, to learn and apply the things that Kristian and other people in the space teach. So, point being, you don't have to end where you start. Just because you may be in a position, I love the way Kristian puts it because he puts it so bluntly. And I'm here to kind of like to shave off the edges a little bit and wrap it in velvet and tell you that although it's everything he said is absolutely true, just because you're not in the zone where you can't act yet doesn't mean that you can't ever get there. It's going to take a few years. I'm here to tell you that. And so I hope that the people that were looking for a magic fix click off now because there is none. If you are willing, if you're the kind of person, or you are willing to develop into the kind of person that can change your own outlook on life through going through difficult experiences, through getting rejected, then you are the kind of person that eventually, after enough reps, after enough personal reps of being in the gym, getting your look on point, getting your social skills decent, as you've seen, especially in a few of Kristian's videos, he's got a few guys that he's working with that their social skills aren't even necessarily like top of the top where you think you need to be, and they're crushing it because the act is just such a brave act that you don't need to be perfect in every area in order to find results. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say is that if you're not in the position right now to reach out to Kristian, to try to earn your way into our private network, that's okay. That doesn't mean that all hope is lost. It just means that you have more work to do. It just means that you're the 2019 version of me, of Ephraim, and you've got 3-4 more years to go before you are the sort of person that will be able to apply these principles and find success. That's what he means. He doesn't want money. He wants money. He just doesn't want your money. There's no point in taking dollars from you if he knows that you are not the kind of person that will reap rewards from this skill set. There's no point in taking your money and lying to your face. He'd rather say no to most people, isolate the few men in the world that are ready to build the skill, and then pump the value into those guys, knowing that it'll be exponential growth at that point.
100%. Yeah, just for some context, I am pouring myself wine at the moment. So just for like really like behind the scenes
cheers.
stuff, I'm in Leeds at the moment. So I've returned back to my point of origin. So like this is the city that I started my entire day game journey. I'm in Leeds. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I've got an important appointment tomorrow, but I thought I'll kill two birds with one stone. So I've got a really important girlfriend who I know in Leeds. So she's gonna come around later. So that's nice. So I've got my wine, and that's nice. But yeah, no, in terms of I thought I'd just provide context because people could see me like pouring wine. Like this guy must be like some sort of like alcoholic. But no, what you're saying
that too, but
yeah, I mean, what you're saying is true though. Like from like November of last year to like now, I don't need any more money. Like I'm good. Like I don't need some like random person to be like, "Hi Kristian." Like I don't need that. So like I read a book a long time ago. It's called Oversubscribed by Daniel Priestley, and like it explained the importance of like building an exclusive luxury brand, like basically saying no to more people than you say yes to. I'm in a position in my life right now. I said this on like a live stream before, where like if you actually knew the transformation that I've been through, like from where I was 4 years ago to where I'm at now, like I don't need your money. I don't need people's money. Like I'm really just attracting the reason that I'm creating content, super transparent, the reason I'm actually making this shit is to attract the people who resonate with me. Like if I didn't make any money for the rest of this year, I'm good. I'm fine. I don't need that. I want it because like I want like the way that I view money is like it's like a million thank yous. You know, if someone invests into me, it's because I've decided that they're the right fit for this thing. Like they're the right fit to like, you know, most people who make this content, they're creating because they need money. They're like, oh shit, I really want this business to work. I hope people like me. I hope I can make money, whatever bullshit, whatever it is. So it's like, yeah, for me right now, it's like, well, I don't really need anyone's money. I don't need anything from anybody. I just want to give. Like that's the mindset of the artist. It's like I just want to give. Like if God came down and took me right now, I'm good. Like, I don't need anything from anybody. I can literally book a flight tomorrow and go anywhere in the world that I want to be. I can book the best restaurant, the best hotel. I'm good. I'm good. But like the mission for me is about accumulating this network of excellence. Like I want to be surrounded by people who understand my approach to life and who just want to create, who want to just become outstanding, not just like in this space, but like holistically. I want to find people, and that's the reason why I use this channel now. Like I'm not that guy anymore who's like, yeah, you know, give me £500, I'll give you like a weekend of coaching. That doesn't mean anything to me. Like many things don't really mean anything to me anymore. But like I want to find my people. That's the reason why I actually create this content. It's because I want to find my people. Like when you first came across my content, whenever it was, there must have been something about me which resonated with you, which made you decide that you wanted to actually apply to work with me. And like, I'll be honest, at the time, I actually needed the money. Like, I needed that money. I was like, fuck yes, this guy's paying me 5K. I want that. I really want that money. Now I can take it or leave it. Like, it really doesn't matter. Like, I've got money in the bank where it's like, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the mission is not money anymore. The mission is impact. Like, focusing on impact over revenue. So, like, when I can actually like come onto a live stream like this and just create for the joy of creating, that's when I know that I've made it. Like you find me someone else in this world, like fucking Dan Bilzerian. Is that guy happier than me? I don't fucking think so. Put me on a fucking Fresh and Fit podcast with Dan Bilzerian. I will destroy that man because I'm good. Like I'm good in myself. So like it's just weird. It's just weird how the metrics change when I first started this thing 4 years ago, I wanted to make money. Then I wanted to create impact. Now it's not even about any of those things. Like, it's just like, I just want to create for the sake of creating, because I don't want to die with my music still inside of me. I want to just immortalize my way of thinking into the world. And like, honestly, the greatest gift that anybody can pay me is just like leaving a comment in YouTube, be like, huh, I've watched this guy's stuff and it really helped me. And it's helped me a lot. And that's just nice. Like, I don't know. I just think like the metrics are always changing. The same way, like when you first get started with cold approach, you want to get like a good reaction, then you want to get a number, then you want to get a date, then you want to get like a sexual experience. It's like you just continually chasing the dragon until the dragon no longer means anything to you. So like that's the position that I'm at now. Like 27 years old, I just feel as though I've chased so many dragons that I'm like, the only true dragon is the fulfillment of excellence. Like, if I feel as though I've impacted an individual, like, I'm good. I don't need to have the penthouse in Malibu to like, articulate that. And I don't know.
You know what?
Like,
I think you just revealed something to me actually, which is I was thinking about that. You said there's something about your approach to this that attracted me, that attracted the guys that we've built a community with, the Entourage. And I wonder if that has anything to do with, we talk about the day gamers, the cold approachers being kind of like shady, illegitimate individuals to a certain extent. And I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Like, I came across content similar to this, but many of the guys that were teaching it were guys that I didn't see myself being friends with. Like, if I'd seen them out in public and I saw what they do and I saw their approach, and a lot of guys, we watch content, some guys, they walk straight in with their hand extended and go, "Hey, can I meet you? Hey, my name is Ephraim. Hey." And I saw it as a very abrupt and almost like forceful way of doing things. Whereas this approach is so much more, it feels more organic, but even technically it's more organic. Like, if you look at the actual techniques that we're using, which I'm not going to fucking go over, this isn't a day game live stream, but it's more not passive, but more, it's like not taking as much power or more power than is necessary from the interaction. It's allowing the girl to still have the option to leave if she wants to. And it's taking full self accountability of, I have built myself into the kind of person that when I get in front of a girl, I am confident that she will stop because this is what I've built myself into. And it's less of, God, I'm trying to compensate with techniques, with stacking and vibing. I'm trying to compensate with learning the right things to say at the right times because I'm still scared of who I am and I'm scared that she's going to walk away. It's like, it's less of that and it's more of me. Let me focus on building me, so that by the time I do get to the point where I'm in front of her, she can't help but stop. And I think that is the approach that I really fucking liked. It was less about the content of what we were doing and the technique, and it was more about internal work, inner work, and projecting that inner work. Because if we can project that effectively, that's the communicating my value. If we can project that effectively, then she has no choice but to stop, because she's like, nothing like this has ever happened to me from a guy that presents himself as well as this. Like, that's the key point. Maybe she's been stopped on the street before, but it's been the guy that looks awkward, that sounds awkward, that gives off an awkward vibe and it's kind of a shady vibe, and she doesn't like that. Versus if you go in and your personality type doesn't matter. I just happen to be a laid back person. So I just go with that. And what steered me clear of other people in the space was that I'm a laid back person, but they would have tried to force me into a box of being energetic, being hyper. Whereas Kristian was just like, bro, just bring to the table what you've built so far and we'll work with it. And that's literally all that I do. I bring my fucking California laid back vibe into the conversation. Whereas if you watch Kristian, he's a lot more like talkative. He's quicker. He's better like with the intellectual portion of this. Whereas I kind of just ride on the laid back Bay Area kind of swagger portion of it. But the point is they both work. Like, it's effective. So yeah, that I kind of tangented, but all that to say, like, yeah, you kind of introduced that thought to me, which is that I bet that is a big portion of why I leaned this way instead of to other people that teach this, because yeah, you can just feel it. It's a vibe that you give off for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's why I always self-proclaim these days that I'm the best in the world at this skill set. I always self-proclaim that I'm the best in the world to teach this stuff. Like, the reason why I say that is because I actually believe it. Like, I don't feel as though anybody else can compete with me in this marketplace. And that's always been the goal. Like 4 years ago when I started this stuff, I looked at everybody else who was like marketing themselves as like these gurus. And I was like, you're shit, you're shit, you're shit. I was like, there's no one else who can actually compete. And like, this was me when before I'd even done my first approach, like before I'd even done any sort of cold approach, I was like, in my grotty apartment in Central Leeds, I'm like, yeah, I can outperform all these fuckers easily. I can be the best who's ever done this. Why did I think that? Because I understood what confidence actually is. Like confidence is optimism in the absence of certainty. Like I knew in myself that I understood people, and like if I could teach people how to teach themselves, I was onto a winner. Because like that's all people really want. Like people just want somebody who believes in them. Like, that's it. So with all this stuff, I think it's just that relatability factor. Like you want to be able to watch this content and think, oh yeah, I could actually do that. Like I'm just a regular guy with a regular job. Huh. I'm watching this stuff. Yeah, maybe I could do that. So I don't know. I just think that the majority of people who try and create content in this space, they're just shit. Like they just don't know. They just don't know anything about life. Like I'm just watching their videos and I'm like, bro, you've never even experienced anything. You don't even know how to emotionally connect with people. You're shit. You're shit. I'm better than you. So like, yeah, in this space, I always knew that I would be the best to have ever done it. Georgia just sent me a message, but like, no, I always entourage hashtag. But no, I always,
Oh
I
yeah.
always knew in this space that I'm gonna be the best to have ever done it, and like the reason why I'm doing this daily live stream is because I want to show like I'm committed to this cause. Like, it's easy to like start. The thing with like the infield content is that it can be very cleverly curated, where you can just show your best stuff, or you can just show yourself when you're optimizing at your peak. But I don't know. I feel like with the daily live streams that I'm doing now, it's just like this peek behind the curtain. It's like the reason why I've committed to doing a live stream every single day is because I want to create this persona of relatability. Even when I don't feel as though I want to do a live stream, I'm going to do a live stream. Even when you don't feel as though you want to do an approach, you'll be able to do an approach because like you've been inspired by my insatiable commitment. So I don't know. I can't remember the actual comment or question or whatever, but for me, it's like the reason why you do anything is because like the reason why you start is because you want to be the best. You want to be the best to have ever done it. And like for me now, like it's not about the girls, it's not about the money, it's not about proving anybody anything. It's just like having this like sense of self-satisfaction. That's why like that's the reason why I do anything right now. Like I'm going to Bangkok in like 10 days. But like people think, oh, you're going to Bangkok because you want to be able to get with like really easy Thai girls. No, the reason why I'm going to Bangkok is when I want to make myself violently uncomfortable. Like, I want to put myself in the environment where it's like, fuck, I feel a little bit out of my comfort zone right now. I need to go like down like Khao San Road and not know anybody. Like, I just want to continue this path of self mastery and show by doing. Like, it just pisses me off. I'm gonna go on a rant right now. It just
Oh yeah.
pisses me
My
off.
favorite.
It just pisses me off in this online world that we live in that people get like 100,000 subscribers by being a solo talkative head in their fucking bedroom. Like I study YouTube a lot and I'm watching people who just making like content in their bedroom, like how to be confident, how to attract girls. And it's like you're just making videos in your fucking bedroom. You're doing nothing. And you're just you think that you're special, and it's like I'm going out there. Evidence has got the loudest voice. I'm showing by doing, I don't know. I just feel as though the YouTube and internet hinterland is going to change, where people are just going to get sick of these talking head videos. It's like, bro, you're telling me how to attract girls, but you're not even leaving your fucking bedroom. I'm sick of this. So like, the number that I see on the screen, like most people come across my channel and they'll see like whatever it is, like 5.2 subscribers. Bro, I'm looking at that number. I'm seeing 10 million. When I look at my bank account, I see $10 million. When I look at like Instagram DMs, I see that like 999 plus. So it's like whatever the world gives me in the form of feedback, it's just not what I deserve, and it's not what I will accept. Like I'm already living like I'm the most famous man in the world. I'm already living like I'm the president of the United States. I'm already living like I'm a millionaire. I just don't have the money in my bank account yet. Like I already know in myself that I will surpass every single human being on this planet. I know in myself that I'm going to be the best to have ever done it in the life space, in the day, whatever it is. So it's like I'm just waiting for the world to catch up. So it's just funny to me because I just think, well, I'm in this hotel room in Leeds right now. This is like 2024. When we get to like 2033, people are going to be watching this back on like CBS News or like Fox and be like, whoa, that guy started off there. And it's like, it doesn't even fucking matter because it's like, I was already there. Not like it's just entertaining to me.
Yeah, I wonder if a big portion of the reason why these people get more traction as far as numerics is because the stuff that they say, although it may be less true, less applicable, less effective, it is easier to hear and easier to implement. Because if I'm a talking head and I talk about how to get girls, and everything that I say is skirting around the edges of how to actually do it, which is to go up and approach, then like as a person that is too scared to walk up to a girl in public, everything that I want to hear about how to effectively attract girls is to do everything but actually approach the girl. And so these talking head videos are saying stuff like, all right, here's what you do. You need to go to the gym. I'm thinking, all right, that's not too bad. I can go to the gym. You need to get your style on point. Okay, I can walk into H&M. I could buy a few things. You need to get a decent paying job. All right, I can go to school. I can learn an effective job. But the second they hear you need to put yourself in front of women, that's when it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. All right, that's too much. I was expecting, when I clicked on this video, I was expecting a cheat code. I was expecting how to effectively attract women without actually having to put myself in front of women. So I personally think that speaks to why, if we were to just go purely based off metrics, these videos do better than videos where we're just literally peeling back everything else and exposing the truth on how to do this stuff, which is the uncomfortable but true fact that you need to shoot your shot. That's how I like to put it. The people that don't shoot their shot don't score points, and it's as simple as that. And shooting your shot isn't going to the gym and getting buff. Shooting your shot isn't getting your style on point. These will help your shot go in. It'll help guide the bucket. But if you're not just putting yourself out there, then you're not going to have success with girls. And that's the sad reality of it. At least you may see it as sad. I see it as beautiful because it forces us to grow. But that's my thesis on it, is the content that these guys put out, and I'm not even going to knock them, but what I will say is it's not nearly as effective as the shit that we're putting out, because we've lived through it. Like, we have lived through the experiences that we're talking about, that we're teaching on, that I'm reflecting and documenting on. I am talking about them after the fact, right? I'm not talking about them as if like, all right, this is how you effectively attract women. I haven't done it yet, but this is what I've gathered so far. No, it's like I have actually had the experience, and I'm literally just documenting the experience and telling you this is what I did to do it. So although our content is going to be more effective and more applicable, it's harder to digest because it's such a more difficult truth versus some of the guys that are like, yeah, bro, just go to the gym, work on everything accessory to your life except the actual bold action of doing the thing.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think, first of all, There's 31 people who are watching this live stream. There's only 5 likes at the moment. So like,
Yeah, what's going on, boys?
Like, I mean, come on. Like, it takes like 2 seconds to hit the like
Get
button.
us a better ratio than that.
I'll go super hard. If you're enjoying this fucking live stream, you piece of shit, then just drop the like. Just drop the like for it.
Oh, we got one more. 6.
There we go. Yeah, it tells us that you're
Austin.
actually enjoying the stream. Like, the only thing that we've got to go off is numerical metrics. So, like, if you can drop the live stream a like, it tells us that you're enjoying it. So whether you want to tickle the live stream, whether you want to like penetrate the like button, fiddle with the like button, or just like, you know, just show some attention to the like button, we would appreciate that because it tells us that you're actually enjoying the content. So yeah, just drop the stream a like if you're actually watching this in real time, because it tells us that you're actually enjoying it. There we go. There's another one. See, it shows you that a call to action actually works. There's 28 people. Why have we not got 28 fucking likes? It's ridiculous. So I'm gonna take a sip of my Ribena grapefruit juice. And then we should have more likes. There we go. We've got another one. So there's 29 people right now, and we've got 8 likes. That's a disproportionate amount of likes. It's asymmetrical. We should have at least 10 likes before we continue with this live stream. So if you're watching this, we only need 2 more likes. Right, 2 more people have joined. Press the fucking like button. All you need to do is touch your thumb on a button, and then we've got 10 likes. There we go. We've got 9. Now we just need 1 more. If you're that special person who can just press a button, we appreciate you. We'll wait. There we go. We've got 11. Great. Can you see the like? Can you see the amount of likes, everyone?
Yeah, I can see him.
Great. We've got 11 likes, and we've got 31 people watching. I like that. Now we've got 10 likes. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, person who gave away a like. We've got 32 people watching and 10 likes. Look, if you're watching this live stream, give the live stream a like. It tells us that we actually enjoy it. What was the question?
I don't think there was a question. I think I wrapped up my point.
We've got 11 likes. Doesn't fucking matter. Forget about everything. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's all we need.
But no. Like in terms of continuation of the conversation, what do you feel as though has been your biggest improvement in your overall transformation so far?
Let's dial it in a bit. What about transformation since I got back from Cyprus? Because I think I've talked about just overall transformation. So Cyprus taught me a lot, and the main thing it taught me was that groundedness, was that permission within myself to give the lower version of my masculine energy, which was we talked about. I'm really good at the social inviting, bringing people into the spotlight, inclusion portion. I'm really good at that, but I'm not as good at projecting the sexual tension, sitting in the sexual tension, being quieter and more seductive. That's a good word. Being more seductive. So that is what I've learned since being back and have been applying, is even like the more bold approaches that I've been doing, where I hop right off my skateboard, I walk right towards the girl. I'm a lot less expressive about it. Whereas before I would do these big gestures. Oh, excuse me, stop. Really, 2 seconds. I'm not selling any. And it would just be this like grandiose performance, as if to say like, please don't walk away before I tell you what I need to say. I would still love to tell the person, I'd still love to say, wow, you look so amazing. But I no longer feel the need to preface it as much. Kind of like the coffee shop scenario we were talking about, where I just grabbed the coffee and I just walked right over to her. There wasn't much thinking beforehand of, oh shit, what am I gonna say? Oh, I'm not on the sidewalk, so I can't say, oh, I passed you, which is my crutch. So instead it was just, hey, before I go, I have to get back to work, but you look amazing. And it was just like, I delivered it pretty much like that. Like there wasn't anything special about it. There wasn't any performing aspect to it. It was just delivering the compliment, which is funny because if you break down what we're doing, that's basically it. Like that is the act itself. That is the open that we talk about. And it's funny because after I do that part, right, the most difficult part, which is bridging the gap from me to her, that walkover, as you boys know, if you've ever done an approach, that is the hardest part, is walking from point A over to the girl and saying hi. But once you get over that hump, which now I'm realizing doesn't need to be as performative. Once you're able to do that, then everything else is kind of like improv class, where you don't know how she's going to react, but based on how she reacts, you improvise something else to say. So what I've learned coming out of Cyprus is I don't have to have as many things pre-rehearsed as I thought. I can just go in there now, having built this confidence, this groundedness within myself. I can just go over, say, hi, you look gorgeous, and then just see what happens. And that's very powerful for me. So that's been the biggest thing that I've learned, is that there doesn't need to be so many pre-rehearsed methods, techniques. It's as simple as being grounded within myself and then walking over and saying hi and seeing what happens from there.
Yeah. So I remember then when we were in Warsaw together, obviously the mindset has shifted somewhat. So obviously, when we worked together in Warsaw in like March or April 2023, like how do you think your overall mindset has shifted from where you were as a complete beginner to where you're at now? Like what's your actual like thinking pattern? Because like I think when guys are watching these live streams, it can oftentimes feel a little bit unrelatable, because it's like, oh well, you know, this guy, he's figured it out, he's become more fuckable, he's making money, he's traveling the world. So like, if you can like go back or return to a point of origin, like from like where you were as like a scared beginner to where you're at now, what do you think has been your biggest mindset shift?
Yeah, the Warsaw origin story.
And by the way, like the fucking live stream, bitch. If you're watching this, like the fucking live stream. There's 31 people watching. There's 11 likes. Oh, now there's 33 people watching. So, like, if you're watching this live stream, press the fucking like button. All you need to do is touch one button, and now you've activated God mode. So, yeah, put good karma out there into the world. Like the fucking live stream, bitch.
That red wine is talking now, huh, Kristian? That Leeds wine there.
So, it's entering my cerebellum.
Oh, dude, did I tell you? Oh, I fucked up. So you taught me how, when we were in Cyprus, you taught me how to hold a glass of red wine, right?
Oh yeah.
And very recently, I went on a date, and you taught me.
Oh, we got 12 likes.
Oh, it's the wine. I'm telling you. What you didn't tell me.
Go on, continue. I'm sorry. We got 13 likes now. Go on. I'm sorry.
What you didn't mention was that red wine is served at room temperature. I didn't know that.
What's that got to do with anything?
Because I told the girl, I was on a date, and I said, hey, I've got a bottle of red wine in the freezer.
Okay.
And come back and enjoy it with me. And she goes, why the fuck do you have red wine in the freezer? And I was like, So now I know. But what was the question? Mindset shift?
Yeah, the mindset shift.
Warsaw.
Like where you were to where you're at now.
Yeah. In Warsaw, my mindset was go in for as many as possible in order to gain as many experiences as possible, in order to know when I'm back home how to handle as many different interaction pathways as possible. That was pretty much it. It's like, now obviously a conversation can go in an infinite number of directions, but if you look at them all in aggregate, you realize that there are a few standard patterns. After doing hundreds, thousands of approaches, you find patterns. And so my goal in Warsaw was to identify as many patterns as possible so that I know how to handle them, so that I'm capable of as many possible patterns as possible. And and I think that was a beautiful mindset to start with, because that is like fully on board with the learning curve. And I brought that back home with me, having identified plenty of patterns, and that's why I felt so bold, to go and do so many approaches once I got back. Whereas that's like a hang up point for a lot of guys. They have their 5 days. They're really good with Kristian and by their side, but then they have a longer ramp up period once they leave the experience. They have a few weeks to months of their own immersion that they need to do. Because I spent 30 days with you, that was the immersion. So, but as great of a mindset that was to start with, I'd say that I've now transitioned from identify as many patterns as possible and be capable of handling them. 2, fuck the patterns. They're already in my nervous system somewhere. I don't need to identify them anymore and plan ahead. Now I just need to put myself into conversation and trust that my brain has created enough connections in enough patterns that I'll just know. And so that is now my mindset. Is it used to be I would leave my home, and the beautiful part is that I would have this feeling in my stomach of like, oh, I have a superpower now. And now that I'm out of my home, I haven't used it yet today. And I need to use it when I see a cute girl. I need to act. I need to keep the momentum going. That was the feeling before. And it's a great feeling to have because if you don't have it at all, then that means you're just a passive person who isn't even considering going in for them. But yeah, now the feeling I feel when I leave my home is I have this superpower within me, and I am literally on my way to any destination. I'm literally just glancing left and right, looking for cars and looking for cute girls. And if I see a cute girl, then I just trust my default now, my default. And it's beautiful because now I can walk, just like today's experience, I can walk into a coffee shop with no expectations. I was there to return a pair of socks, and they have an upstairs delivery room. And when I walked downstairs to get a coffee, a gorgeous girl walked in. And just like I've been talking about, there's no longer this prepared, like, oh my God, there is a girl. Okay, so if I can go up to her, this can go one of 5 ways. I can say hi, she can say whoa. I can say hi, the barista can jump in. I can say hi, the person behind her can say, what are you talking about? Like, that's how I used to think coming back from Warsaw. Now I'm just like, I wonder what will happen if I say hi. And I let me go find out. And I walk over and I find out. And more often than not, it goes neutral to positive because there's a presence about me now, which is like, I just wanted to come over and talk to you. I didn't want to approach you. I didn't want to get your Instagram. I just wanted to come and say hi and see where it goes. And they can feel that from you because if I can immediately identify if she's not interested in me now based on thousands of data points that I've collected over approaches. And if she's not interested, she can feel that I'm okay with that. And I feel like oftentimes that's what makes them interested in the first place. So that's been the biggest mindset shift personally.
Yeah, I like the idea of just like owning your authenticity. Like, I like that. So like, I feel as though like most people in this space, they feel as though they need to be like this like paragon of perfection. Like, oh, I need to have like the perfect body. I need to have like everything perfect, like whatever. So I don't know. I feel as though like it's about finding like discovering your own approach to seduction and then just like owning that. So like for me, for example, like I've got the crazy hair. I don't feel as though I don't have like the 10 out of 10 body. I don't like all of these metrics that guys feel as though they need to have. It's just about owning who you are. That's it. It's just about owning who you are, owning your character, owning your approach to life. It's like I don't. I feel as though that's the most important metric of all this stuff. It's just like owning who you are in the current moment, making the unusual usual, and just like having a rip roaring good time with that. Because like what I found as well is like people just sink into your frame, you know? Like if you've got the confidence to just be like, yeah, this is the way that life works. Like this is the way that I do things. You're just gonna sink into my frame or nothing's gonna happen. It's like I know I feel as though so many guys are misguided these days. Like they think they need to have like looks, money, status, and yeah, fine. Do all those things. I'm sure it's going to help you in some way. But when you strip it all back, none of that stuff actually matters. Like to be able to actually project your proclivity as a protector, girls just want to know that you're confident in your own skin. Like that's it. That's it. They just want to know that like the person that they're investing into is confident in who they actually are as a person. It took me like so long to actually learn that because I was like, oh, I need to add more things to my character. Like, the girl that is coming round to my disabled hotel room this evening, it's like, well, she just accepts me for how I am and for my confidence in the world. But like, I don't know. I just feel like so many guys are just brainwashed by the brain dead these days. They think they need to have like looks, they need to have money, they need to have status, and like, okay, it's fine to have those things, but I don't know. I just feel as though like where you're at right now is exactly where you need to be, and it's just like owning your approach to wherever you're at. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The stripping back of like we build this up to be so much more difficult than it truly is. And it's unfortunate that we do that, and it's to no fault of anybody watching or to either of us. It's just this is how it is. We grow up and we're shamed for showing our interest, and we're shamed for going and doing taking the bold action. But we're not shamed because the act itself is shameful. We're shamed because we're the only person that was brave enough to actually do it. And if the result didn't end up positive, then people around us go, see, that's why you shouldn't have done it. Like, I told you, if you stand up in a room full of people that are sitting down and it doesn't go your way, then now you are the subject of the joke. You are the butt of the joke. And that's how it felt in school. That's how it probably felt in college for those of you who went. It was like, if you go and you shoot your shot directly to a girl that you're attracted to and it doesn't go well, then everybody around you goes, this is why we don't do this. This is why we don't approach girls in public. It's because of this uncomfortable feeling when it doesn't go your way. But that's the beautiful part about this content, about this live stream, is we're here to share with you that, and this is what I needed truly, because I would want to do stuff like this, but I would think about the consequences, the repercussions of doing it and failing at it. And coming across Kristian's content, now this group, the entourage that we have, it's solidified that as long as you have people in the world that you're connected to that can tell you it's okay to do this act, even if you fail, even when you fail, knowing that you're going to fail, it's okay to get back up. It's okay to do it again. Even though the whole world, the whole room that you're in, everybody that's in earshot is going to look at you and go, this is why we don't do that. You can look back at us. You can send us a message and we will go, yeah, bro, this is why you do that. It's to get over that fear. It's to push past your barriers. So, yeah, it's just a lot of this. The unlearning is the key. Like, you look at a 4-year-old and they have no problem projecting their authentic self into the world, mainly because they don't have any concept of what the fuck that even means. They're just living their life. They're living their truth. There is no social repercussions of running up to Sally and running up to this friend group and saying, hey, can I play with you guys? And like, there is no repercussions because we haven't learned that there are repercussions, social repercussions yet. And then we get to high school, and this is when we're middle school, high school, this is when we're learning that, oh, this is why you need to act a certain way around a group of girls, around a group of your friends. Because if you don't, okay, you're going to get knocked down on your friend group ladder. Okay, the girls are going to see you get rejected, and the other girls around, they're not going to want to deal with you because you got rejected by her. Like this is all learned behavior. And we are preaching that you need to unlearn this behavior because this is what is holding us back. Like, we're trying to get closer to the 8-year-old versions of ourselves, because that version of ourselves didn't give a fuck. All we cared about was going out into the world and having fun and trying new things and gaining new experiences. And that's why childhood felt so fun. Whereas now we're so scared, we're so frozen in fear because of the social norms that we've learned. And we go out, and when we see a cute girl, the first thing we think is, oh shit, I want to act, but it's socially abnormal to act. And like that, there is the problem. It's less about how to approach, the techniques you need to use, how to stack, how to open, how to close. It's less about that. The more important thing is how to just unlearn the hesitancy that you feel, the hesitation that you feel, how to unlearn that portion, and instead just bring your authentic current feelings into the conversation. And I love that you teach that shit. Like, you just walk over. I guarantee you, I'm going to use that so soon. I'm going to go out. I'm going to see a girl. And I'm going to go, hey, I just got laid off today. You look fucking amazing. Like, you just made my day better. Like that is the stripping back. It's not like, okay, if I tell her I got laid off, she's not going to see me as a capable person who can pay for dinner, who can pay for, like, that is the learning. That's the social learning that we've built up. Instead, I would walk over and just go, you know what? I just got laid off, but you made my day 10 times better because you look so amazing. Hi. Like that, stripping back. So
Yeah, yeah, being able to actually just like strip back and like remove the layers of social conditioning and be like, yeah, I just got laid off today. You look great. That's nice. Maybe we can have like a spontaneous romance from this. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel as though, yeah, we probably hit like a deeper level of people's understandings on this live stream where it's like, you don't need to be the finished product. You don't need to be the finished article to be able to actually go and like present yourself to the world. I think like we're both living proof of that. Like you can just go over like as you are rather than as you feel as though you need to be. And like you can actually make things happen. I don't know. I feel like there's so much like bullshit which is like spewed online where it's like, you need to be like this certain way. It's like, go fuck yourself, you stupid prick. Like,
Yeah.
like just let guys express themselves as they are rather than as they feel as though they need to be. I know you need to go very soon. So like, have you got any like final words that you want to give to the guys?
Yeah, I think my final words are usually pretty similar, but they're actionable, which I think is important. So if you feel a calling to the things that we're talking about, and I imagine you do because you're watching the live, then you have identified within yourself, within your own life, that there are circumstances that are less than ideal around making things happen with women. Like that's flat out, that's just what it is. You want to get better in that area. And firstly, I acknowledge your bravery and even admitting that to yourself, admitting that to whoever you have, because that right there is probably one of the most difficult first steps for guys. Is like they couldn't imagine typing into their search bar how to get better with women because they're like, whoa, what if my friends see my search history? Oh, I'm gonna identify myself as a guy who doesn't get girls. And it's like firstly, piece of advice is it's okay to admit that to yourself. That's what I did. And now you see me as a person who is better in this space. So, like, I'm telling you, it's okay to admit that to yourself, to people. The second actionable step would be okay, you've identified a problem in your life, which is you want to get better in this space. Well, you have a couple of options, just about three options. The first, and in my opinion, the worst option, is to look at this stuff and then cast it away as illegitimate and say, you know what, this looks, which is probably what's going through your head. Oh, this looks way too difficult to do. Therefore, I'm not even going to acknowledge that it's possible. I'm just going to pretend that it's fake. I'm going to pretend like they're all hired actors, and I'm not going to think twice about it. Right? That's one option, and that is the most common option. Right? That's like what I see mostly is people, they see this and they go, these guys, they're just hyper confident, or these guys, they're just acting, or these guys, whatever. The second option is to see this content, see that it's actually possible, and then take the lone wolf approach of trying to implement all of this stuff that we're talking about into your own life. And I think that this is the second best option, but it is a decent option because at least you're acting upon the stuff that we're talking about. You're not one of the people that see this content and then never paid any attention again because you think that it's too difficult. So I applaud you for going this route because at least you're trying, and that's the most important part. You're attempting. And then the third option, which obviously, having experienced this option, I think is the best, is to find people that are also interested in improving in this area. And thankfully, they do exist. In fact, two of them are speaking on the live stream right now. They do exist, and that's something I didn't think was possible. I didn't think that anybody else thought this way. Everywhere I looked, guys were like getting married by 25, 30, and they're checking out by then. They're like, yeah, you know what? I did my thing. I went to bars. I tried to shoot my shot 3 times in the past 10 years. And now I found a girlfriend who finally wants to settle down with me. So I'm going to marry her. No problem with that. But that's just not how I want to live my life. I want to live my life exactly how I'm living it, which is flying to other countries and spontaneously making shit happen in those countries. So the third option, long story short, is to find people that are also proficient in this space and building a skill in this space and teaching the skill and literally cling to them. Like align yourself as closely as possible with them. Earn relationships with them. Do whatever you need to do to, and I'm not saying us, I'm saying somebody. Do whatever you need to do to get in front of those people, prove to them that you're worth teaching in this space, and then do your best to earn your way into their network. So that is my final piece of advice. I hope you boys enjoyed the stream. 13 viewers, 13 likes. That's a good ratio right there. We're 100%.
It's like Entourage level, bro.
It is, huh?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. That's good metrics. 20 viewers, 13 likes. We can get up to 20 likes. Come on. If you're watching this stream, give me a fucking like. That's all we need.
Give us a like.
Oh, we got 14. So, like, if you're watching this stream right now, all we want is you to just like the fucking stream. That's it. It's fucking so easy as well. All you need to do is just, like, go from the stream. Underneath the stream, there's a like button. You just press it. That's it. All you need to fucking do. Press the stream. Press the like. Oh my god, you've completed the fucking game. Like the fucking stream. Like the stream. Yeah, that's all we want you to do. If you've appreciated the stream, if you've appreciated us taking our time to dedicate the stream to you, all you need to do is press the like button. That's it. But anyway, Ephraim, I appreciate you. Thank you for dedicating yourself to the stream. Is there anything else you want to leave the guys with?
No, it's all. Just stay sexy.
Cool. So yeah, no, thank you for everybody who's watching. If you're watching the stream on repeat, then all we ask you to do is just press the fucking like button. It takes like 2 seconds of your time, and it makes us feel really nice. We get that dopamine spike.
Yeah, we do.
We do. We've got 27 people watching now. All you need to do is press the fucking like button. That's it. Anyway, I'm probably gonna do another live stream after this because, like, why not?
Yeah.
Where can people find you, Ephraim?
Yeah. Well, honestly, the best place. So if you're one of the lucky few that can earn their way into that network, I would. And then the secondary place you can find me, I also make content similar to this, and it's not teaching, it's just documenting. So if you're interested in following along my journey from being a literal turnip, not pull any girls, to over the course of 5 years, being somebody that can pull women, then check out Pull University. That's the channel that I head, but I don't run it. It's really just a community of guys that share ideas. I just happen to be the one that makes the videos, so you can find me there.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, if you've not actually liked the live stream yet, what you doing? You fucking prick. Like the fucking live stream.
I've got my heart stopped right now, so I'm gonna drop off. But if you want to keep it running, feel free.
I'm gonna do like a separate thing, but anyway,
Okay.
I appreciate you. Thank you. And we'll do this again. We'll do this again at some point. All right. Look after yourself.
All right. Stay sexy.